I really want the best for your business. Look, no one likes to, get burnt or let down or ripped off. As business owners, we have got enough other things to worry about. I want your experience of bookkeeping to be a really valuable one and one that transforms your business. My name is Ed Johnson, and in this video, I'm sharing 24 of my insider tips to check before you hire a bookkeeper. For over 20 years, I've worked in government, business, as a volunteer as well. I was running my own business, and my hope is that some of this experience here will be valuable to you. I've structured the tips under 24 points. I'll give you the number of each point as we go so that if you are taking notes, I can let you know where we're up to. So the first type of, a group of points comes under just the formal aspects of bookkeeping. So number one, is your bookkeeper a BAS agent? In Australia, we have what's called the Tax Practitioners Board, which controls the regulation and registration of BAS and tax agents. There are certain things that cannot be done by a contractor if they're not a BAS agent. So your bookkeeper, if they're a contractor, should have a BAS agent number, which you can check on the Tax Practitioner Board website. Number two, are they qualified? Similar to point one, there are some qualifications associated with being a BAS agent, but think about what your business needs and ask yourself, is the person I'm engaging qualified to deliver what we need? Number three, are they experienced? Experience where they can easily get on with the job for you. So they're not floundering, they're not they're not making serious errors in your system because they have that experience to know what to do. For example, you might be entitled to fuel credits as a business. Does your bookkeeper understand that and advise you on that? Do they have references that you can ring up and check how they've gone in previous engagements? Number four, do they have industry knowledge? Are they aware of your particular industry and things that might be important to you that don't apply to other industries? For example, you might be in an industry like construction where you need to submit an annual TPAR, a contractor's report, to the tax office. Is your bookkeeper familiar with those things that are applicable to your industry? The next group of points I've labelled service aspects. So number five, are they open to giving you a flexible service level? There's so many aspects to bookkeeping, and what you need done might not be what someone else needs to be done. And you might already have some processes internally in place, and you need a bookkeeper to dovetail with those and fill in the gaps. Is your bookkeeper willing to be flexible in that, or are they putting you into a one-size-fits-all box? Number six, support and training. No one wants to be left alone suffering with a system that they don't understand. Is your bookkeeper there to provide support on the phone to help you through when you get stuck on something? And can they give you some more formal training if your team, maybe you have a new team member that needs to be trained in some aspect of the books? Can your bookkeeper do that for you, provide formal training? Number seven, I've got this team and contingency. So does your bookkeeper have a support network, a team, not necessarily their own team, but a team of people they can call on for help? So, an industry association like the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers or their own staff. Is there some form of backup in place to help your bookkeeper so that your business is not left high and dry should something come up? Okay, next section of points I've called looking after your data. Number eight, security. Is your bookkeeper securely logging in, particularly if it's a firm with more than one person or a team? Are they logging in securely? Is there some centralized way that happens so that those logins and passwords are protected? Is there policies within their business to protect your data? And is there some sort of, has it been thought through what happens if there's a data breach and the response to that? Number nine, privacy. Does your bookkeeper have a privacy policy on how they're going to handle the sensitive information that you're giving them? Do they have an internal procedure to protect your privacy? Number 10, backup of documents. A lot of the backup of your financial data is done through the actual software, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you send your bookkeeper, you scan through to them, that's not part of the software. Is that backed up securely? Is it in a place that's easy to retrieve? And is it stored for the right length of time? Okay, next group I've called making the complex simple. Number 11, software options. There's a whole bunch of accounting softwares out there. Is your bookkeeper familiar with some of the options that are available and willing to work with different options that might suit your business? What suits someone else's business might not be the best for your business. Is your bookkeeper aware of that? Number 12, are they plug-in savvy? So you might benefit from additional software that plugs in or connects to your accounting software. Is your bookkeeper familiar with how those connections work, what to look for in those integrations? For example, perhaps you're in the medical field, you might want a practice management software that manages your appointments and keeps other records, and you want it to talk to your accounting software. Those integrations can cause issues. Is your bookkeeper familiar with those and able to help walk you through those integrations? Number 13, system conversion. Okay, there might come a point where you want to change from one accounting software to another, or you might want to move from a paper-based system onto an accounting software. Can your bookkeeper help you with that? Do they know what needs to be done to make that happen smoothly? Not just how to do the work, but actually help you as a business owner manage that process so that it minimizes the impact on you and your team in your business operations. Number 14, are they payroll proficient? Do they understand the nitty-gritty of payroll in general and the nitty-gritty of your payroll? PAYG, awards, superannuation, single touch payroll, all different types of leave, timesheets, etc., etc. This is something that we really want to get right. If it's not done well, it affects employee morale. Your time gets burnt up dealing with issues. Payroll, very important. Next group I've called above and beyond. Number 15, are they a system bloodhound? What I mean, do they have a nose to sniff out when something's not quite right in your books? So to be able to look at a report and come back to you and say, look, have you considered this and this? These might be worth checking. An eye to the big picture, so there's something not right here. For example, hey, your superannuation is not clearing off the balance sheet. Is there something wrong? Are you posting it to the right place? Have you actually paid it? Number 16, are they able to work effectively and respectfully with your accountant? The relationship between an accountant and a bookkeeper is very important. We want that relationship to be happy and productive. We're all on the same team, we're all on the same page. Not someone that's going to undermine your accountant, try to steer you to a different accountant. We respect the accountant and we respect that relationship. Number 17, can your bookkeeper liaise effectively with the ATO? Do they have an eye to help you out when you have issues or questions with the ATO? For example, you might not be able to pay your BAS on time. Can they ring the ATO? Can they negotiate and organise a payment plan for you to help you in that situation? Okay, next group I've called easy to work with. Number 18, can your bookkeeper connect effectively with your team? Are they friendly and professional? Do you feel comfortable for your team to talk directly with them and you know that they'll be tactful and professional and respect your confidentiality and respect you as a business owner and uphold your position there? Number 19, I like this one. Can they handle mistakes well? So it's not as bookkeepers we never make mistakes. We do make mistakes. The key is, what does your bookkeeper do with mistakes? Are they open? Do they admit their mistake? Do they try to understand what's gone wrong, work with you to fix it? Are they, have they got a good attitude when they make a mistake? Number 20, are they accessible? Can you contact them easily? Phone, email. Look, I know we're all busy, but we want to have some reasonable time frame where if you're trying to get help from your bookkeeper, you can expect a response in a reasonable time frame. Next group I've called information to grow. Number 21, custom reports. So your software package will have heaps of standard reports, but sometimes there might be something special, some special information that you want presented. Or you might want the normal information presented in a particular way. For example, you might want expenses grouped in a certain way and presented in a certain way. Can your bookkeeper help you with those customized reports? 22, solid insights. Can your bookkeeper help you understand your reports? So help you to look at your profit and loss, look at your balance sheet, look at your cash flows and say, what's happening in your business? What should you as a business owner be looking at? For example, you might be, bookkeeper might look at your balance sheet and say, hey, look, you're taking a long time to collect debts, and that's one of the reasons your cash flow is struggling. And they can just give you a bit of a heads up on those sort of things. Last two, I'll put under the category of making business sense. Making business sense. So, number 23. Is the pricing from your bookkeeper regular and predictable? So is it clear what you're paying and what service level you're getting, and there's a good correlation between the two, and it's not just some open-ended charges. So is the pricing predictable and it relates clearly to the service level that you're receiving? And look, number 24, this is my final tip, and really here I'm speaking to you business owner to business owner. And the point I'm trying to make here is the bookkeeper giving you value? Okay, so there's two errors here. If you're thinking purely on price, you can pay too much. Of course, we all understand paying too much. You can also pay too little. You can short sell or shortchange yourself by paying too little, and the effect of paying too little for your bookkeeping can actually cost you more in the long run. So paying too much, paying too little, they're two errors to avoid. What it boils down to, the decision to outsource or to engage an internal bookkeeper has to make perfect business sense to you. You need to be able to see the value you're getting from that investment, and you can see that that's coming back into your business with time and energy, particularly for you as the business owner. Because if you happen to be the one doing the books now, that can have a huge effect by freeing you up to generate revenue or whatever it is that you specialize in your business. So it must make perfect business sense. So that's my final point, is all about the value that it's bringing. Excuse me. So I hope that you have found this video valuable, and please reach out with any questions, or if you'd like a hand. I'd like to thank you for your time, because I know your time is valuable, and I hope you have been helped today.